Hello. Hello, people. How are you doing? I am so happy to see everybody. Please open your cameras. Hey, hey. All right. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year. Happy New Year.
Yeah. So I am sure that this New Year energy is treating you guys good. So far, so good. Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Wonderful. All right. So I'm happy to meet you this first call in the new year, and so many things are there in the bag. It's like Santa Claus with bag full um, of offering. um, the first the first gift I got for you is all these days in the new year, all this time of life, and my assistance, my togetherness, my coaching, and my availability to all of you whenever you need. So that will be there. So make good use of it, because if somebody gives you something, you really need to, make good use of that gift, right? Don't waste it. Second is that, of course, since your childhood, you have been thinking and talking about resolutions of new year. Sometimes in previous years, sometimes you would able to keep some resolutions, sometimes for few days, sometimes for few months, sometimes for life, sometimes nothing happened with resolutions. So this time, in place of resolution, I would like to invite you guys to actually have realizations. Forget resolutions, have some realizations. Because for resolution, the major difference between resolution and realization is, resolution you need to keep up to, you really need to make lots of effort after you make the resolution. But realization is, once it is done, you don't need to make any effort. You are that. It is with you. You are keeping it for your life. And that's the benefit. So whatever effort you need to make before the realization happens. Once the realization has happened, it is for you for life. It is your best friend. Right. So one exercise I would like you guys to do is to just remember all the realizations you have had in last year, especially after your strong ups and downs, or especially after your focused and disciplined effort of achieving something, maybe your self growth, or maybe in your career, maybe at your home, maybe in your relationship, maybe to leave your career and doing something else, maybe to come from sanity to insanity, maybe to come from a secure space to open space where you embrace living dangerously. All these situations are actually those moments where you have gone through certain realizations. And then all those realizations about yourself when you were training with me, when you did the training with me in Rishikesh or online or whatever. It's a very good thing to start to note down all those realizations and note it in your life book. It's better. Note it in your life book, realizations of 2023, blah, 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 whatever you remember. And then if you remember more tomorrow, day after, you can keep adding them. And then you need to see that this is done inside me. So they are just not the passing thoughts. They are the realizations, and realization means they are now me. I am them. And that's very important, you know, because this is really going to help you. Okay? Everybody is going to do that? Say yes or no? Wonderful. Guys, when we have created this life book, it is actually your best friend. So you got to keep using it in, like you should actually keep it with you all the time, okay? And you should keep using it to get your messages. Another usage of life book I want to tell you is to get your guidance for the day. So do this exercise, write down all the realizations, and if something is leading you to something else which you have not realized till yet, but you are working on it, or you don't know what is the direction, whether you're going to win or lose, or you don't know what will happen tomorrow, you absolutely don't have any idea, that's actually perfect. The only thing to check whether it's good for you or not is to see if you are feeling happy and excited in a fulfilling manner, not excited in a excited manner, you know, like a unconscious manner, but excited in a fulfilling manner, like more enthusiastic for this, for more positive for that. And it gives you some positive feeling, it gives you some motivation to keep doing it. Then don't worry about if you cannot see the clear picture ahead, because life is mystery. And congratulations, you are actually learning to love the mystery. You are learning to deal with the mystery. And when you do that, then you become part of this beautiful mysticism, what I call this beautiful flow of energy, which is mysticism, which is from the universe. Because when you want to understand everything in black and white, that oh no, I need to be clear about this and I have to be like this, otherwise I will, if I'm not clear about this, I'll feel fearful, I'll feel anxious. All this demand of getting everything into black and white and you wanting to understand everything or judge everything or analyze everything actually creates matrix. If you see, if you look at it, how the matrix is created, when it arises out of you. And how it arises out of you when you are not restful. Whenever you feel something, some need to do something where you are not feeling comfortable, the matrix arises and then you get trapped in that, because then it's one wave after another wave after another wave. There's a whole sea of non-stop nonsense. Okay. So now bit of finish it from the origin point, from where it arises. Be so easy and restful in the flow, in the mysticism, and see, yeah, okay, you can kind of decide a range that okay, this is my kind of stop loss or damage control range, that I will play between this range, and if I hit this lower range of, for example, my breaking down economically or my experimenting about being alone or whatever it is, then I will review it or I will go to another step or I'll decide again. But once you decide that this is my limit, that I want to actually try up till that time, don't worry, don't bother, don't feel anxious every day, right? And then you will actually be able to give the leverage to your life to just flow and flower, right? Because remember that my dialogue, if you're stiff, you're stuck. If you're flowing, you're flowering. Yeah, we learned that on the root chakra. It's the same thing. Okay? Good. So I would like to hear from somebody. How is it going? How the new year is treating you? What is the new motivation or energy you are having? If you're feeling something, please share. You want to share? Hmm? No one who has done something crazy? All right, Rohit. Unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the New Year's Eve, we went to one very stiff party. All people were very well dressed. So was I, well dressed, not stiff. And actually, the entire party danced due to me because I was in one very crazy space, and we had a great night. And we didn't also drink much, but it was a one very crazy night, and I had a very good time. And it was totally enthusiastic, and but with no, the excitement was not having that negative excitement was not there. It was full of satisfaction and enthusiasm, and it was very nice. It was one very crazy night.
Good. So started the new year with the crazy night. That's amazing. Keep the crazy energy on.
Hmm.
All right. Who else is doing some crazy thing? Yes, Pavni.
I'm not doing any crazy things, and I'm master and good evening, everybody. I started my 300 hours. I gifted it to myself this new year. So it's going amazing. I'm loving it. Thank you so much.
Very good. Very good. Good. Yeah. So you took on to your next step of your journey. Huh? Great. Wonderful. Who is next? Yes, yes, Raji. Unmute yourself.
Good evening, Master. Good evening. I hope all is good with you and a very happy new year to you and everyone.
Thank you.
For me, new year has started off on a very nice note. I think I have this. What I kind of like is I have clarity about the purpose or how this year should go. Not in terms of perhaps materialistically, but in terms of emotionally how I would like to conduct myself. I'm thinking of ABC. A for acceptance, B for balance, and C for calm. So, as much as possible, I would like to steer my life in this direction and bring myself back, keeping in mind this centeredness. And I need your blessings for that.
Of course, I'm always with you and I'm happy. So this is your realization and you are keeping it intact, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. Very good, Razi. Very nice.
Thank you, Master. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, who's next? Vivi, what are you up to?
I'm trying not to talk too much because I'm staying in a hostel and it's like after 10 over here in Malaysia. My new year started like very stressful because I moved from Thailand to Malaysia. Tomorrow I'm going to Vietnam. So it's a lot of movement in the first days. But for me, like it's a time of figuring out things a lot. I'm going back to Germany soon as well. So I really have to organize myself, clear some things up. So it's kind of a stressful but like very positive energy right now.
Yeah, so basically that's not stressful. I mean, yeah, of course, lots of physical movement. So it's stressful for the physical body and lots of movement. But yeah, of course, this is very important to understand that what message you give yourself. So it is stressful for the physical body, but not for my being or my mind, like this, because it's very positive. You are enjoying it, right? And you chose to do that and you're doing this, which is something wonderful. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so give yourself good message, but you are doing amazing. I'm happy to talk to you the other day also.
Thank
Good.
you, Dad.
Yeah. All right. Hi, Mari. How is it with you?
Hello, Happy New Year. Mm,
You know, yeah, to you.
yeah, yeah. I'm good. I'm can I say like transforming more into a more how can I say instead of being like very free and open, I'm more going into like a more looking for a full-time job again, because this will lead to something I want a lot. So it's how can I say? It's also doing things I'm afraid of to get to somewhere I want to be, and it's that navigating, if it's like intuition holding like guiding me another way, or if I'm meeting my fear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but what is how you are finding the inner alignment? For example, what is your um, direction of life or vision of life where you want to go towards? So, doing this thing is aligning with that vision or not?
Yeah, it's aligning. It's aligning with what I want.
Yeah. So,
Like the,
anyway, with through the fear, you never need to stop because big deal. I mean, just face the fear. You can do that.
yeah.
And if it would not be good for you, then you will realize it, but not because of the fear. Because that time in that realization, the fear will not be there.
Say that again. Mhm.
If something is good for you, keep going.
Yeah.
If it would not be good for you later, you will realize it, but not because of the fear. Because currently confusion is coming where you're asking whether it is really good for me or my intuition is guiding me or it is my fear. So you need to check it. If your fear is not there and then only your intuition is guiding you, then it is okay. You can follow your intuition. But when fear is there, then basically first face the fear.
Yeah.
Because you can see, okay, let me check. Let
Yeah.
me not be fearful and let me see if after crossing my fear, if it would really not be good for me, I will move. Big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It was. Yeah.
in fact, I remember that when we had this podcast interview back in 2019 in Rishikesh, that time also you asked a similar kind of question about fear and
Yeah.
how to recognize it. Huh?
Fearless or stupid.
No.
I think what's the difference between, I don't know, what's the difference between being fearless and yeah, fearless. I
Yeah.
think it was fearless
Yeah.
and
It
stupid.
was being fearless and being stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, last year actually ended in a way. I was going to drive from Bergen to Oslo, so crossing the mountains, and the weather has been crazy. And I really wanted to go to have an experience there with my family, and but it was I could see like my fear was showing up, and like, oh, but the weather is not good, and I was making excuses about the weather. Of course, like it's very important to check, because a few of the crossovers is not good to go. Like, yeah, and I see after also the normal way I take, it would not be good to take that one, but one was good and one I had a good feeling about. And even when driving, it was little I was afraid, like, oh, should I go back? Is this a good thing to do or not? But I had a goal. Okay, I will go here and then I will see, and then next, and then next, and I made it. And yeah, it was amazing. It was so nice. So yeah, uh,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what you
I like you guys being little crazy. I mean, why you want to do the right thing always? I mean, it's too much of burden. Don't do that. My people are not for that. We have to live life also. We have to be little crazy, right? We have to be little spiritual, rebellious, crazy people, right? not always correct, because the definition of correct is very relative. It's not been made by any conscious person. It's made by the herds, right? So, and it is actually a very good way. That's what I always say, that, yeah, have a goal that, okay, up till this, and then up till that, then up till that, then up till that. So you are checking that, yeah, you are just being little crazy and fearless, or you are also being stupid. So at
Yeah.
each goal in between, like the milestone, you can check, are you being stupid, or are you just being little extra crazy? And be ready to accept any answer and to act according to that, right? So you did good. It's amazing. I also did something like this a few days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is much more adventurous and much more dangerous, but yeah.
Oh, tell.
I kept doing these things. So yeah. And yeah, of course, I was saved. So, but good.
Oh,
I'm happy with this, because this makes your moolah, this makes your core, you know, the core, not the physical core. Of course, it makes your physical core as well, but the core on which you depend your life on, and you say, hey, I am here, I'm established, nothing can move me. I can take care of myself. I'm my master. I can take care of my life.
yeah.
Doing these things, doing certain crazy things, doing and overcoming them, overcoming your fears, facing your fears, and crossing over all those things actually make your life more powerful and more unbothered. Like you know that, okay, I can do this. I've been doing things and I can do this again, right?
Mm.
And when you live with this kind of feeling, it's very important to live this kind of feeling. Many people will tell me, oh, you are not suggesting good thing, it can be dangerous. Hello, living a life is dangerous. Life is full of danger. You never know when you're gonna die and for what. If you are completely safe, living at your home in all protection, maybe some small virus will come from somewhere and make you die, or you can just die by brain stroke or heart attack. I mean, some of my friends have in previous couple of years have died. They were like young guys, 42 years, 45 years, all fit physically. They just died, right? I don't know, virus killed them or vaccine killed them, but they are dead.
Mm.
So you never know. The thing is that you cannot live for safety and protection, because that's where matrix traps you, because that is your fear. And fear give the access to the matrix. So you can be safe and protected by your own wisdom, by your own arrangement. That is good. That is wisdom. But you cannot keep living only for that, because then you get trapped. Then you will not do anything which is out of the box. Even you will not ever think anything which is out of the box. And then you are dead. Then you are a robot. Then what will be the life? How the life will give you joy? How will you feel fulfillment in life? You will never. And that's what most of the people do. They have everything best. Especially I see that in Scandinavian countries, and you are from Norway, so you know this. All around you, everybody lives in such protection.
Mm.
Like you got super safest cars, you got everything so perfect. And then why people are stressed and depressed and not that joyful for no reason. And come to Africa or Latin America or Southeast Asia, people are crazy. There is no safety, there is no protection, but people are happy.
Yeah.
Comparatively, you have experienced both the lives.
Yeah. Mm.
And I know, I mean, in all my travels and all my life experience, that whenever I have lived in those places which are supposed to be more safe, systematic, protected, everything beautiful, somehow people are not that happy.
Mm.
And I am not saying it is good or bad. What I'm saying is there is something which kills the life, the zeal inside the human. because slowly the mind becomes habitual of living in a box. And that is why with each year, I actually do something crazy all the time. And I am asking you guys also to be little rebellious, little crazy, little open up, think out of the box, do something so that you gain back your life. Right? There is no other way. You just have to deal with life heads on. You have to say, hey, let's play. Doesn't matter whether I win, I lose. I will love, I will learn, I will be happy, I will have fun, and I'll grow. So when you go with this kind of thing, and of course, yeah, I mean, you can have your goals that or those in between milestone. Okay, I'll go till here and then I'll see, I'll review again, and then there, then there, then there. Make it easy. And sometimes if you want to feel more crazy, go directly. Sometimes I do that. I do both the things. Right? And seriously, no age is a block for doing things like this. Because sometimes what you call crazy things, later on you realize that were actually not crazy things, they were creative things. Because they created something very beautiful, very creative, very new, which is helping you, which is helping many people. And all the creative thing today actually were the crazy thing before they were invented. The entire science, all the inventions, all the scientists actually work like this, that they just think something crazy and then they start working on that. And then it becomes a very sensible discovery, right? So similarly, we are also scientists of our lives. We also have to keep discovering it in a new light, in a new dimension, and keep upgrading our software. And if we will not interact with life with that little craziness, what we used to do in our childhood or in teenage or in young youth, like young adult, that time we always used to deal with life with little craziness, little over expectation, and we were not bothered what is going to happen. I have to do it, I have to do it. Keep that thing alive inside you, even if you're growing in age, keep that thing alive in you, because otherwise you will get in a box. Right? So yeah, I really wanted to remind this. I really wanted to talk about this today to all of you because it's very important, to be in the same kind of energy which has the force to flow. Even if you want to be in flow, which is the part of consciousness, how can the flow without the force? Can it? No. It will just be stagnant. And wherever you see the stagnant water, it develops algae, it gets rotten. So even if we need to have the flow in life, we have to have some force, and we need to keep that force alive. We need to keep dealing with that force. We have to keep activating that force inside us, so that whenever you feel stuck, you can use that force to get the flow again, and not just keep waiting because you are now a sane person or a saint or a meditator or a conscious human, that, oh, no, I just want my peace and I just wait for somebody to get back to my flow. Otherwise, I'll remain stuck. I see people doing that on the name of being peaceful and calm person. They don't act, they don't try to use force to get the flow again, and it is important. It has nothing to do with your peace inside. In fact, your peace is directly related with your flow. And if your flow is stuck, it's not happening, you will gonna lose your peace. This peace will convert into silent depression, and you will not even know. And that happens with people, especially with meditators. This happens. And no, we are here to live, love, laugh, celebrate the life, celebrate each moment, celebrate our consciousness, to give that joy to the soul and to get that joy from the soul, to have this beautiful, joyous fulfillment, peace, and restfulness. Then only it will remain a beautiful flow always, right? So never feel that you don't want to use force. Have the force with you. Keep using the force at some point in every few days to be in the practice or to be in touch with your force. Otherwise, you will forget about it. And then life is a beautiful flow, because then you know that whenever you will be blocked in your flow, you have the force to regain your flow. And then it is amazing. Right? Okay. Does anybody have any reservation on this or anything else to say? Because I remember a few months ago, I said something about my crazy driving, and then I got a message later that no, you should not say such things. That can give a bad example to people. It can be dangerous for somebody. Yeah, of course it is, but then living is dangerous. Life is dangerous. What to do? We live dangerously, right? So
I have a question.
yes, Pavni.
So what do you actually mean by force?
Yeah, whatever is required to be done, you are ready to do it in whatever manner it needs to be done. You are ready to do it without any problem and block. Because that is called dharma. You will be learning this. The chapter is going to come in your 300-hour training. What is dharma? The real dharma. The dharma is all about using the force rightly for a purpose. Okay. Those people who don't know how to use the force for purpose, they ruin it. They become predators. But those people who use the force with purpose, they know the purpose, and that purpose is a righteous purpose for you, for your life. You become dharmic. You practice dharma, right? You do the righteous thing. Okay? Yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
everyone.
Who was that? Yeah.
That's Meenakshi here.
Here.
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year to all of you. And I'm sure I see all these smiling faces. I think everybody's having a good year. For me, it's been very good ever since I came back. Of course, challenges are there, but I have more strength to face them. I've actually found that it's always easy to let go a lot of things in life, whether it's material, relationships, friends, whatever, that's not inclined anymore. And I just find that I'm very crazy in doing a lot of things that my parents are saying that I've become more crazier than ever. For only one reason is that I never used to have the courage to conduct programs that I thought was good for people. But right now, I just keep promoting. And whichever that comes, whether it's 5 students or 2 students or even 1 student, I just go with the faith that I teach one, then another one will come, another one will come. So my journey of teaching is not only because I want to build finance or what. No, the first thing is just that I feel that a lot of people who need whatever we have learned in life. And it just seems to me that there is so much to discover about ourselves after completing the 300 hours. Because I think that was just the 100, 200, and 300 was just the beginning of the iceberg. And now I feel like, especially after completing the entire 300 hours, I'm beginning to go within very much deeper, in the sense of realizing that we don't transform once, but we keep transforming every day, like every minute. And in everything that you do, whether you succeed or you don't succeed, there's always lessons to be learned. And then you realize that there's nothing much to do. If you don't succeed in something, fine. It didn't work. But I don't have this thing of where I say, oh, this thing didn't work. I don't sit and cry over it. I just go like, okay, this didn't work, never mind, we'll do another one. So the acceptance of something doesn't work, it's okay. And you just keep doing. And I find that I am mm, fighting with my thoughts sometimes, but I catch my dramas very quickly now. So I don't sit and ponder on them too much. And I think I must say that the flow meditation, although I'm not in Rishikesh, it works perfectly for me now, because I learned that the flow is not just Gangama, but it's any part of nature that you take and you do it. And for those of you who are doing 300 hours, trust me, you will love it, enjoy it, because I did. And I still miss Rishikesh and I still miss Goa. I miss everything, but there's always something to treasure. And I still feel like I'm still in Goa. At a lot of times, I don't feel that freedom, but now I do. So thank you so much for everything. Because I think that's the best thing that could happen, is when you can be happy with yourself and be very mindful that, come on, let's just do more stuff, crazy things.
Yes, 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 Meenakshi, my ever crazy Meenakshi. Of course. Yeah. Okay, so this is something very interesting to realize. Of course, realization or transformation is not the one day thing. You keep transforming. You keep transforming. You keep transforming until unless you realize that actually you have taken the full circle back home, and that home is you. So it's like back to yourself, where you find that actually I was born like this. Why the hell I just kept on putting so many curtains on myself? And all this transformation was just like removing those curtains. There's nothing else to do. You are that nature's wild force given to you with a purpose. And if you use that force with that purpose, you're powerful. I always say you that's your power. And transformation is actually the process of gaining that power, so that when you come back to yourself, to your real home, you are empowered. You know that you have that ease, and that ease of even doing crazy things unbothered. Right? Because doing crazy things, fighting with others, and just to prove yourself to others is one part of it. That's part of matrix that you have been doing, and that actually comes from your unconsciousness. That's stupidity. That's not fearlessness. That's stupidity. But doing crazy things with this ease and flow, and then not to prove yourself to somebody, not to tell somebody what you are doing, why you are doing, how much you're gonna do, or it's just because you just want to do it and you're doing it. That is real you, because that's when life shines through you. Life never shines through you when you become, when you gain a beautiful degree from a university, or when you marry a perfect person, or when you produce some kids, or when your parents feel proud of you. Seriously not. Life shines through you only when you feel so easy in doing anything what you want to do, by which you feel fulfilled and can spread the light, the happiness around you. Right? And the ease of doing that, yeah, I can do it. I can feel fulfilled. I can make other person fulfilled. I can spread happiness. I can create a better world around you. I don't care what kind of world is coming to me. I can create the good world around me and in me. This ease is the real empowerment. Okay. And then your force met your purpose. Right? That's is the real beautiful state of, again, this Satchidanand, the truth consciousness bliss, which I'm gonna talk about now. But let me hear from one more person. So Fernanda, how are you doing? You want to say something? You're hiding again and again from us.
Hello, everyone. Oh, I just woke up, literally just woke up because I'm working German time, but I'm in Brazil, and so it's a very different time schedule here. But yes,
Oh,
I'm
so
very
that means you sleep in your office suit so that the moment you wake up, you can have office. Meeting.
yeah, everything is one. So my room is my home is my office. But yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Very happy to be here today with you all. The nice faces I see, the ones I was in the course with, so very nice. And it's very nice the topic today because I think you know a little bit, Dev, but yeah, this beginning of year has been about faith for me. It's about letting go of security, you know very well. So for the ones that are there, a bit of context. I quit my job. Not quit my job. I was about to quit my job, but then I just took a sabbatical next year, starting April. And but I already sold my car and gave back my flat, and then I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So I think that this tools I have been learning with meditation and with spirituality development are helping me to really embrace the type of calling that I feel and that I would not be able to hear if I was not aligned, because I would not be able to cope with the unknown. So I think this last months have been about learning how to have the unknown as my partner, because then I need to put the foot before I see the way. And then I just need to trust that I am hearing the right voices and that I'm going to the right direction. And to have this alignment so that you feel this calling is also something I would not have been able to feel before because I was not trying to align myself. So I think I see this big change in my life, meaning my decisions do not make any sense to anybody around me. They look at me, they don't even try to convince me of anything. They just, I think they are happy because they see that I changed a lot, but nobody really understands what I'm doing. And I think that is a reflection of myself because I also don't understand what I'm doing, but I'm doing it. So I think that's important because in the past, I would not be able to do it. And then I'm planning to go back to, or not back, because I have not been to Goa, but I'm planning to go to Goa. I'm planning to do more meditation. I'm planning some other things in my sabbatical that have nothing to do with financial gains, which was always my first focus. And that's also very scary because I've never been in this path where you just trust that the means that you need will come. But I'm doing it anyway. And I think also a lot of what I think Mari was saying, for a long time I was thinking of am I being stupid or I'm being brave? And I think that this discipline with the meditation, and now I feel like my daily meditation and my daily yoga, they have been kind of teaching me how to put yourself in a flow mode, so that you can really trust the things that you feel, and you understand when you're being silly or when you're being brave. And then sometimes, for example, I discuss that with my psychologist a lot, that quitting my job would have been kind of silly, because I did not have really a very concise plan. Whereas in the sabbatical, I can take the steps that I need, but I'm not throwing myself into the chaos, which would not be healthy for me. So I think that's kind of Mari, the same thing you were saying. I'm also trying to reach this level of alignment where I naturally understand when I'm being silly or brave, and that I choose to be brave, but also staying with the foot on the kind of safety space where you can keep your kind of sanity a little bit, because otherwise it becomes too overwhelming and then you cannot really focus on what's important. So that's the experience I have had so far. And then my realizations, I already did, Dev, and I love how you talked about it, because usually when we say, oh, the resolutions, it's like you have to have something done and checked, and that's not life. So life is about really the realizations, and that's something that it's not material, it's not something you can show in a picture or with evidence, you just feel. And that's how I also faced my new year. And then I had the most basic realizations, such as I'm not in danger, so I'm not in survival mode. Nothing is threatening my life, and if things go wrong, I can just redo everything differently, and I will not starve. I would not be killed by an animal. So, and then my body starts getting out of these anxiety levels that were very how can I say that in English? They're costing me a lot of my health. I was depressed for a long time, and it was very difficult to get out of this. So yeah, I think that being safe, being loved, because even though I don't have a partner now, but still I'm beyond this. I'm no longer looking for a partner. I'm like feeling loved by divinity, by being in oneness. And this, I think, we experience that a lot in the meditation course. But I keep practicing that so that I don't forget that I don't need one thing. I need this spiritual connection, and I need good people around me that are trying to go to the same direction with similar values. And then I can feel this unity, and the rest, I never know if it's going to come, but then you don't really need this anymore. You want that, but you don't need it. And that's it from my side. Sorry if I took too long.
No, it's amazing, Fernanda. I'm really happy to hear this. And yeah, it's all good. It's basically you know your limits of sanity, and you need, for example, you need yourself at the driver's seat in full conscious mode to drive through certain things. So you cannot, you know, till when you can stretch yourself. So it's always, as we were discussing, it's a great idea, like Mari was also saying, to have these milestones and to recheck. But when, even if you do that and you started walking towards that direction, you got into some real basic realizations. The first one is that oh, you can survive anything and you are safe and nothing is going to kill you and you can redo everything, which is what going to give you the great strength. Because these are the base realization which actually I have had them like long before it. Like I think from even from childhood, I've like, okay, nothing's gonna kill me and I can do anything. I can survive in any situation. And this always been giving me great strength. And everybody need this basic realization. So this is huge. So even if it is not basically, you are not recognizing it as huge, but this is huge because this is going to give you all the force you need in your flow wherever you go. Because yeah, you can do it. It's okay. This gives you unbotheredness, and that is very important. If you are not
Yeah.
unbothered in life, especially with your basics of life, then how can you actually get fulfillment and joy? Because all the fulfillment and joy or happiness or blessing in your life will be poisoned by the doubt about your basic survivals. So
Yeah.
your realization about your basic survival has to be that, yeah, it's okay. I can do it. Nothing matters. And then you are really in your flight mode. I mean, flying mode, not flight, flying mode. Right. So I like it. I love it. I love it. Wonderful, wonderful. Basically, this means that you really did good in last 6 months about yourself. Huh? When you came to Switzerland in the training first in June. So yeah,
Yeah.
7 months. You are doing good.
Yeah.
Super.
And I surprisingly coming true that I did everything that we discussed. So sometimes it didn't feel like it was gonna happen. Sometimes it felt like a miracle. Oh, now I'm in Rishikesh, and now I took a sabbatical. Oh my God! And now I sold my car. I gave back my flat. And so big things. But they were very well thought. They were not like just throwing myself in chaos, as I said. But they were slowly developing, so ideas are really becoming true, and that's really amazing to see, because then you gain confidence to take bigger and crazier steps that I am sure are going to come. And I'm sure this kind of desert time that I feel like where it's a limbo area where you are no longer who you used to be, but you didn't get to where you need to go yet. So you feel lonely, and then you don't know who you are for a while, and then you feel like you don't have yet the structure you need and the knowledge you need. But that's giving me a lot of patience, and the patience can only come when you truly have a connection with the divine, because then you can trust that it's the time of things, it's not your time. And also I think very important is this detachment of my self-image, which I idealized, and I was so afraid of people thinking I was silly or dumb or not good enough. And now I care still. It's a daily exercise with little things that happen throughout the day, but much less than before. So I'm putting my ego down and trying to control it as a child, and saying, you stay there, I will take care of you. Don't do that, it's not good for us. So now I'm giving friends with my ego, but saying, yeah, but you don't have space here, you need to be quiet and I will take care of you.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. And yeah, exactly. So basically, that's why I say that be little crazy, because that actually gives you freedom from your cage of this self-image, because that is the biggest block always.
Yeah.
You probably, I am one of the most crazy Indian spiritual master. This really odd one in Rishikesh. But that is it. That is very important, because that is the real realization of your free spirit. If I am not free spirited, how can I give free spirit or help guide toward free spirit to my student? That will all be fake.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. your Your transfer of truth comes from when you have the truth and when you're living it inside you. Right? So great. And I also have one this very old quote of mine which says, "Don't take leaps in life. Don't play too safe." And that's what we are actually talking about here.
I
Yeah.
am one of them who did that.
So yeah, you have to take leaps in life. Wonderful. So I'm happy to hear all of you today. Very, very happy. And I wish you amazing energy all the days. We all are together, and this togetherness is so crazily amazing that, oh my God, this is amazing. I actually would promote and would ask you guys to be in touch with each other, meet, talk, share, do Zoom call, do video call, even one-to-one. Just you guys are like a global family. Just keep bugging each other, right? Keep bugging. Don't let anybody go down. I mean, keep pulling them up, right? We all guys are together. This is the power of our Sangha. Okay? So that's the most beautiful thing here. All right. So, yeah, we are taking long, but doesn't matter. Now I would like to talk about this course because Pavni was asking me, and I got more messages today, and so people were asking some questions. So I said I'll talk about it in the training in the Sangha call. So this is the Shiva consciousness training, which actually I stopped giving in 2013. Last I gave it in 2013. So 10 years. After 10 years, I'm again reviving it. One of my favorite one of my real favorite one. Very intensive, very advanced. And that's why if you realize after 2014, 15, this Facebook and WhatsApp came in everybody's hand, and suddenly everybody became spiritual by just forwarding spiritual messages to each other. And people really never wanted to do that intensive things because uh, anyway, so long story short, uh, as I told you in my New Year message, that I want to do more intensive thing, more spiritual things, want to create more opportunities to share, because I feel a clear insight, or I'm getting a very clear message from whosoever there is in the universe to actually just split out, spill out all that I have inside me in various form as much as possible and as soon as possible. I am getting this message and I am just trying to follow that. I am, of course, looking for few people who can actually take everything I have to offer. I I can offer, you know. So this is one of the offering, very highly spiritual thing. I love Shiv Sutras. I have written a book also on that, but this training is very, very intensive. And you got to be very clear about this. This is for those who are ready for the next jump because, well, first of all, it is not something new. So I'm not going to give you something like my 100-hour, 200-hour, 300-hour includes everything. Okay, that is complete training for your entire life, for your entire transformation. If you understand everything in that, and if you can practice and imbibe everything you learn in that training in life, it is done. This is another part to look at the same thing which I've already taught you in my these trainings from the perspective of what Shiva gave in his sutra. Could be an interesting point of view. And it is all spiritual. So it is directly inside. Because in my training, I actually take you, I nurture you, I take you to the path of physical, mental, emotional, and then spiritual. This is direct spiritual. So you may, if you join this, you may experience spontaneous detachments. If you are ready for that, then come, otherwise don't. So I am like telling you must not do it first. Okay. Otherwise, it's great training. What was the question of your Pavni?
I had an intuition about learning about Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. So when you mentioned Shiva consciousness, and I was like, is it the same thing that?
Yeah, all right. So no, it is not the same thing. Because Tantra is Vigyan Bhairav Tantra is one amazing complete path, which actually uh, starts from inside and cover basically tells you how to live in the world of matrix. Okay, so if you have attained moksha, Tantra tells you exactly how to live in the matrix. So it covers all the parts, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Okay, but as all the parts which cover all the four aspects, there is a danger that people get stuck only on the outer part, like what is happening with yoga, path of yoga, and also what is happening with the path of tantra, especially in the Western world. Even in the Eastern world, people are more about sexual pleasure than physical pleasures. They are talking about tantra, while tantra is about everything. And that's why I always focus on inside out approach, because of once you inside you become free, the outside indulgence will not matter to you. You will be master of them. So this program can create that beautiful inside space of freedom for you. And that's exactly when I said you can experience spontaneous detachment. That means that you will become free from outside indulgence. You can get indulged without being caged or trapped by them. Okay. And then it's also in my schedule. Further, I would be starting the full Tantra training, but that includes 112 meditation and lots of understanding. So it's going to be very big, and I'll maybe divide it into 3 parts or 4 parts or whatever it is. But before that, because it again starts from outside thing and go inside thing, and I don't want you guys to get trapped in the outside indulgences. It's better to create that space of freedom inside first, and then deal with the world as a master in the state of moksha, in the state of freedom. Do everything, enjoying everything, but not remaining stuck in that, enjoying them as a master. Okay. And not as a from the space of desires and greed, but from the space of joy, ecstasy, which is not depending on any indulgence, which is there and which is expressing through those indulgence. You understand? It's like when I have a very delicious food, the joy of having that delicious food is already in me. But when I have that delicious food, that joy inside me expresses through that food again back to me. Do you understand this? And that means that any food, when I am hungry, tastes to me like heaven. And I can enjoy any food in a very delicious manner. Because that can be my decision. Right? So when you are able to decide before you indulge, that how you want to indulge, you are the master. Otherwise, what happens? You are just a slave, and indulgence decide how you are going to behave now. And you just became like desirous person, right? So yeah, so this training is for those people. I will be going to give. Well, I wanted to do it in person, but I don't know when I'm going to get the time to do that in person and when I'm going to get the group for that. So whenever that will happen, I'm also getting this message to just create everything with whatever knowledge I have inside me as soon as possible. So I thought, let me start doing it online. And later on, whenever I'll get the opportunity, I'll do it in person later on. And so whenever there would be a batch, we will do, it would be around 10 sessions. If 11th session would be needed, 11th session would be around 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I don't even care about that. I will be giving some very transformative meditations, which I used to do before, also from my own practices. Also, some of them I've taught, some of them are more because I have so many meditations. They are all based on, but I'm going to use all the meditations from Shiva. They would be from Vigyandhara Tantra. So those meditations only, but with combined with Shiva Sutra and with all that thing. So the knowledge is directly inside the very deep spiritual knowledge. And it's all about being unbothered, being free, being unbothered and being free. Right? And that is exactly what we were talking today. Be a little crazy, be unbothered, be free. It's important. Right? So yeah. It's like that. I think we have created already the page today. Mukta has created that. So on the website, you guys can read through it if you want. Anybody has any other question? Okay, so we are gonna do a very amazing meditation, which also I'm gonna teach in Shiva consciousness training. I mean, I'll be doing it in a much inclusive manner later, but I'm gonna give you one of the meditation from that. That's a very beautiful meditation. So in Upanishads, there are these sacred scriptures in India which are called Upanishad. Now, Upanishads are the true spiritual knowledge based on non-duality and direct realization. Okay. And so they say something very beautiful, which is called Neti Neti. Neti Neti means not this, not this. Neti means not this. So they say that you really need to, because your mind is always ready to indulge in so many things. So you need to train your mind so that it can recognize that it is Neti, not this. I cannot indulge here. I am not this. And then your mind becomes habitual and become powerful actually to say Neti, not this. Otherwise, what is the problem? Many people, even during the training, people say, oh, you know, I cannot say no when I should say no. That's the biggest problem in life for everybody, and that creates indulgence. That our mind is not ready to say neti when it needs to. And it's not only about when somebody asks you to do something and you want to say no and you cannot say no. That is because of the good heart syndrome, but that's different. Even in your own life, when you see that you are doing some stupidity, you are falling down, you have to stop, you don't need to do it. There is something which are harmful for you, but still you cannot stop it. You cannot say neti, not this, because your mind is not that powerful to do that. And that's the biggest problem in the world. So this meditation gives you that power. Okay, so we will do it in a small manner right now. But we're going to do it again. We will sit in meditation, and like we do in our light mindfulness meditation, this time our tool will be Neti. So what we will do, Neti means Neti, Neti, not this. So you will sit in the meditation, and whenever any thought will come, we'll just repeat in mind Neti, or in English, not this. And the thought will go. Or if any feeling comes, anything comes which wants you to indulge in this, you will just say, not this. Neti, and you become free from that. Okay? So we're going to do that now. So everybody sit straight and close your eyes. Be very easy. Don't focus anywhere. You don't care about your breath. You don't care about your body. Because you are not your breath. You are not your body. You don't care about this time because you are not even this time. Neti. You just sit. Just be. And whatever idea you get about your being, Neti, you are not even that. So just be without needing any idea of who you are or what you are. Neti. And whatever feeling, thought, emotion, excitement, anything comes, just Neti, not this. And be free. Fully take 3 deep breaths. As if you're coming back to your body and life. Move your fingers and toes. Put your hands together and rub them. Place them on your eyes and gently open your eyes. And rub the hands back on your face and your body. Back with a smile. Everybody's okay? Namaste. You do take good care of yourself. And I see you all next time. Keep meditating. Love you. Let's have a
Thank you.
good hug. Bye bye.